Anupam, we are live.
Okay. So are you okay? Should I shoot off?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Hetal, and thank you for this opportunity. And it's my privilege and honor to make this presentation today. My name is Anupam Srivastava. I am a social worker by trade. For last 30 plus years, I've been staying in United Kingdom. Originally, I come from India, New Delhi. Right now, I'm doing this presentation from my small flat in Delhi NCR region. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let me share my screen with you. And I'm going to share with you a presentation on an incredible product that I find is quite incredible, which is basically is going to bring a wellness revolution in the world, and it's already sweeping the globe. So let me go through it, and I'm going to share with you. And the company behind this incredible product is known as Zinzino, and it's quite financially strong company in the world already. You can read on the slide itself. It's it's a it's a limited company with Nasdaq. It's got a very strong foundation, and due to the pandemic last year, when most of the world was taking a nosedive so far as the growth is concerned, this company marked 48% growth in sales. And it's a very strong company and already operating in 37 countries. I'm going to speak about it a little later. And for last 2-3 years, this company has been making some sincere efforts in India and trying to do all those necessary requirements, the registration, the licensing, and what have you. And it's already launched the business in India on 6th of April, just the beginning of this month. Now, let me start with the main subject of this presentation, which is if you talk to yourself and talk to anybody around you, I think if you look at the statement on this slide, it says we all want to feel good and you want to stay fit and be healthy. The question is, are we? Because I think when we talk about health, I have personally experienced whenever I ask these questions to people around me, I say, are you okay? Are you healthy? So people say, yeah, I'm fine. I have no problems. So what people are telling us, just because they don't have a medical problem or they don't have a disease, they think they are healthy. Now the question is that really the definition of being healthy? Okay, so I'm going to speak on this theme a little bit more, but if you look at it, are we really healthy? Science has made such a huge progress. If you look at the medical science, they have become so sophisticated in terms of what it can do and what it can achieve. And it's sometimes really mind-boggling that how much progress the medical science and the science in general has made. But surprising fact is, while the science is making a huge progress, in the last 40, 50, 60 years, we see a huge amount of health-related problem increasing at the same time. So the fundamental question is, why is that happening? If the science is growing, the knowledge is growing, why we as people are increasingly becoming sick as the day go past? So it's a very serious question. And we need to ask ourselves, if you talk to 10 people around you, especially if they've gone past 35, 40 years of age, you will find on an average, 8 or 9 people out of 10 has carrying a disease or maintaining a disease within themselves with the help of medication. So why that is happening to us? So let's look into it before I come back to what I'm going to present you today. So if you look at this quotation, which was, I think, 2,500 years ago by Hippocrates, he says, let your food be your medicine and your medicine be your food. Now the question is that still true today? Is our food serving the purpose that it should? Is our food being the medicine for us? The fact of the matter is that's no longer is the case. If you look at, in the historical perspective, if we go back 100, 150 years, the food that we were eating from the mother nature, it was all full of nutrients, vitamins, minerals, and it was quite healthy food. And it was giving us the required balance of omega-6 and omega-3. I'm going to expand on it a little bit more what omega-6 and omega-3 balance, why it is so important. But if we were getting all from our food, but we can't say that any longer for the food that we get to eat today. But the food that we are eating today is largely 80–90% of the food that we bring home. And even if we are bringing fresh vegetables from the market, and if we eat that food and cooking at home, we believe that I'm eating freshly cooked food. But the fact of the matter is, what you are cooking, is it fresh? It may be, I don't know, it may be sitting in some cold storage for 6–7 months. It's been sprayed with a lot of chemicals and sprays and what have you. So as a result of it, what happens is, the food starts to lose its nutritional value. So it is low in nutrition, it's got high in sugar, empty with calories, no fiber or very less. So the balance that body is actually need, the nutrition that body need from, because the only source of nutrition that we have is from the food that we eat. And if food is not serving that purpose, definitely it is creating a gap in our system. So let us see, what has been happening. So if we look at it, so first the omega-6 and omega-6 3 balance history, if we look at it, long time, if you go back 200 years, we are born with a DNA formation of 1:1 balance between omega-6 and omega-3. Okay. The science recommends that achieving 1:1 balance in current time is bit, too much to ask. So 3:1 is reasonable and very safe balance that we can achieve through our food that we eat. And United Nations says, or WHO says, that 5:1 ratio is equally important. But what happened historically, because of the population explosion, the population has started to grow. The traditional ways of growing food and producing food were not sufficient enough. So a lot of our scientists, a lot of our technicians in the world started to think as to how do we do it. So the man-made food and producing food in vast quantities, whether it is agricultural food, whether it is a processed food. So the processing system is started. And as soon as we came to 1960, the market was flooded with a lot of processed food that we started to buy from our shops. And now it is inundated with it. So the imbalance, the history, the cycle of imbalance is started to take place. And if we go back in 1960, and we will find the average ratio of omega-6 and omega-3 was, it started to shift and change. Okay, 4:1. Now, recently, when Zinzino conducted a very, very large survey or tested people in the world, they found the average balance was coming to 25:1. And that figure for Indian market is really 27:1. So it's really, really concerning, and we really need to start seriously think about it. What does this imbalance really mean for us? Okay, and why it must be addressed. Okay. So if we go further, and the reason that is happening is, you will find the 80–90% of the food that we are eating today, all that is bringing is a lot of omega-6 and very, very little omega-3s. So omega-3 is not produced in the body, so it has to be taken through the food that we eat. So if the quality of the food is good enough, like it says on the left-hand side of the screen, so if you are eating like quality fish, so that provides us omega-3. And if we take good quality oils like olive oils and similar products, they are rich in omega-9. So if you are taking some healthy food, natural food, then we get it. So the omega-3s are very, very abundantly available in the wild fish. So farm fish is not as capable to give us those sort of things because we are not having it. So 70% of the consumption in our Indian kitchens and Indian homes is all wrong types of food that we are getting to buy from the market and getting to consume it. And that is bringing the imbalance that we find ourselves in. Okay. So what, the conclusion is, because of the wrong types of food that we are getting in the world today, in our kitchens today, it is creating a lot of nutrition deficiency in our body, which is resulting into this imbalance between omega-6 and omega-3. Because of it, what happens is, we start to see, so this imbalance would start to manifest into, the reduced brain functions, hair quality is decreasing, the, heart functions are reducing, the skin losing its, elasticity. and the shine that it has. Organs would start to slowly, gradually start to function, their function would be reduced, and the joint and muscle pace and all these things, if you find, you don't have to go far. You can see people around you and you will find somebody or the other is really, really complaining about some or more of these problems. So it's not something we are, or I am telling you that it is happening because I am telling you. You can just verify and testify it, talking to people around you. So really what needs to be done here is the solution which has been thought of by Zinzino and its scientific committee is that this balance has to be brought back. And how do we bring that balance back? We have to start taking omega-3 or increase omega-3 in our bodies. And if we can do that over a period of some time, this balance would start to come back. Okay. So let me just now take you through to little science as to why this balance is important, number one, and when you bring this balance, what happens to our body. So let's look at it. So we know that our body is really a collection of billions and billions of cells. All our parts within the body, including skin and hair, the heart, the blood, everything is nothing but a collection of cells. So because of the high concentration of omega-6 in our body, the cell membrane over a period of 20, 30 years, it starts to become harder and it becomes rigid. And what happens is it stops doing its own function, which is taking the nutrition that we get from our food into it and release the toxins out. So that is the function of the cell. And because of the high level of omega-6, this function over a period of time slows down, and because the cells have become rigid. Okay. So what needs to be done here is we need to regain the normal functioning of our cells in our body. And if we are able to achieve it, what would happen is the food that we eat, okay, the nutrition out of it would start to easily get through the cell membrane, and cell would be able to function normally and would be able to discharge all the waste product, the toxins and what have you out of it. And slowly and gradually, each and every cell within our body would start to become healthy. And in layman language, we can say if each and every cell in your body or majority of cells in your body are healthy, then you can say you are healthy. So being healthy is not necessarily absence of diseases. Healthy is a natural state of being in which we were born. With the kind of food that we have been eating, unfortunately, and the kind of air we have been breathing for the last 20, 30, 40 years, it stops and it seriously affects the cell structure. And when the cell structure is damaged, well, it starts to manifest itself in various kinds of diseases that we are quite aware of. Okay. So now the question is, are we in balance? So if you are looking and listening to me and I'm telling you that the balance between omega-6 and omega-3 is the key to health, that the obvious question is that are you in balance? Okay, the science says we should be 3:1. The test that we conducted over 6,500 people bring the data back to us, which says on an average, most people, over 97% people are 25:1. And if we talk about young people, the children, because the kind of food they're eating, almost 90, 95% food that they eat is all made food, all processed food like burgers, the pizzas, the Coca-Colas and the sodas that they drink, a lot of the time the chips. It increases huge amount of omega-6 in their body. And if you look into, particularly the kids, you will find they are dangerously high so far as this imbalance is concerned. So how we can find out? Okay, so if you look around it, if you go to your doctor and you tell them that I want to get my 6 and 3 balance sorted, so can you give me a test? You will find most doctors won't be able to give you the right advice and guidance because they don't know it. The very few organizations are available in the world who conduct these tests. So this test is very, very simple. It's you prick your finger, and you drop 2, 3 drops of blood on the filter paper, and you put it back and send it to our scientific laboratory in Norway, and within 15 to 20 days you will get your result back. Okay, and I said it a few times now during my presentation that Zinzino has already conducted 630,000 tests, balance tests in the world till today. And these tests are conducted not by Zinzino, but Zinzino has partnered with a scientific analytical laboratory in Norway called Vitas. And Vitas is a very, very prominent and very high standard and caliber organization, which has been used by a number of prominent organizations and universities and academic institutions to carry out these blood tests for them. So their standards are very, very high. I will explain it to you little later why that is the case. So Zinzino as a company does not conduct these tests. These tests are conducted independently by Vitas, to which Zinzino is a customer like many other institutions that you can see on the slide. Likewise, there are a whole lot of international and big corporation in the world, including World Health Organization is the customer of Vitas. And so it's a totally independent laboratory. So we don't conduct these tests that we do in collaboration with Vitas. Okay. So what happens is when you send your test back, you get an app. As soon as you send a test, you will be notified through your mobile phone. You can check how your result is looking like. So first time when you see 97% people will see a red screen, as you can see. This is how it would look, because 97% people really rated too much out of balance when they conducted their first test. Later on, in 120 days later, when you have taken the balance soil and you send your second test, your test would come back. And what we're really looking at, this is the the slides that I'm using is of my colleague Hethal. So when he sent his test, it was 12.9:1, which was still not too bad, but still out of balance. So as a result of these tests that were conducted, what we found is that 97% people in the globe are out of balance. Okay, 99% in people in America out of balance, Australia was 98%, and Europe 95%. So what can be done? How can we fix this problem? So this problem was when it was presented. So this is the fundamental problem that Zinzino has been working on for last 15 years. And they've got a scientific advisory board, which is headed by Dr. Paul Plater. And they have been looking into it, that how we can do it and what can be done about it. So they are, world's best minds sitting on this advisory board who have been looking into how that balance could be brought back. And what they have done is they have come up with a formulation, omega-3 formulation with a lot of other nutrients. I will explain you a little bit later. And they tested on these people for 120 days. And there's a reason why 120 days, because blood has a cycle to refresh itself in your body in 120 days. So if the product that we are bringing to you, which is very, very incredible product, if it has worked in 120 days, then it will show. And once you have achieved this balance, what you would find is that it has, evidence-based normal brain functions. The quality of your hair would improve, the heart function improves, the skin elasticity, the organs would start to get back to their normal function, and there's a lot of relief from joint and muscle functions in your body. Okay? So when you can track it, as I said, there's a Zinzino app. So the moment you have sent your test back, you can download this, and as soon as your test is ready, you will get a notification on your app, and you can find out. And if you can see what Hitel has gained, the reason I can't show my personal figures because I've just sent my test back on 12th of April. So I'm waiting for my first result. As soon as I get my result, I will be sharing it with you. I would be very pleased I could rate as decent as Hitel's result does, but I'm keeping my fingers crossed. And it's this test, though you will find there are some other people are doing it, in India, but the test which is conducted by Vitas is very, very high quality, and they give you a 24-page report with personalized analysis of your body and the state of your body so far as some of these indicators are concerned, so these index are concerned, and then give you advice that what you as an individual should be taking care of, what you should be doing to make sure that you maintain this balance, you know. And so this is the formulation. So this is our test-based formula. So what Zinzino is presenting to us and why I think it's very incredible, it's not new thing that we are bringing out in the market. There are, lot of products, vitamin or vitamin supplements or nutrition supplements available in the market. So you will think why Zinzino's Ascent Oil is so unique. I will share some information with you. A lot of those products that are available in the market, you will find whenever somebody advises you that you should take this, you should take that, and we take it. I have been taking a lot of vitamins and omegas for last many years. Now, on good faith and the advice of a professional or a specialist, I have been taking these products for myself. The problem that I have is that all these while that I've been taking these products, I have no clue whether these products are working in my body and is helping me to achieve what I wanted to achieve in the first place. So the brilliant idea that Zinzino came out with is that rather than relying upon gas-based nutrition, we should really be having a test-based nutrition. So you test in the beginning and find out where you stand in terms of your health or your cellular health. Then you take the product, and then after 120 days, you retest yourself and you monitor the progress, whether this product has done any shift or change in your body or not. Because if you have spent money on a product, or you have spent a lot of time, effort, and energy, and you put your trust into this product, then this product should do what it says it does. So that's why this product that I'm presenting to you is so very unique and so very effective. I have been taking it the day I was informed and I became aware of this product. So I and my dear wife, both of us sent our test immediately, and we started to take it for almost a month. And I'm beginning to see some physical shifts and changes in my body, in my health. Obviously, I'm not going to share it. It's too early, but they are all subjective. I'm going to wait for another 3 months when my second test comes back, and then I will talk to you about it. Okay. And these are some independent certifications about this product. And this product, I don't know whether I mentioned it to you, is already has been allowed almost about 180 claims, health claims that we can make by an independent authority in Europe. I'll come to it in a minute. So the reason this product becomes very unique and different and uncomparable to whatever else is available in the market, if you see the best omega product in the market, you will find the quantity of polyphenol, which are the protective antioxidants which are used in these products, are only 100 mg per kilo. So what Zinzino did, they have increased it by 7.5 times, and they added much higher quantity of polyphenols into it to make it much effective and improved its life in the body when you consume. I'll tell you why this was done and why it is so important. Okay? And they use the best omegas, the olives, the pre-harvested olives, which is available in the south of France, and they use the antioxidant or polyphenols from it. So, and to make it more effective and to work in your body, because if you are taking a product, it should work in your body. So if we do not allow omega to have sufficient amount of time in their body, so what you're doing is you're consuming it and it is just going wasted, it's getting oxidized and getting wasted. So as the dosage is concerned, we recommend, or Zinzino recommend, it should be consumed as per your body weight. So per kilo, you should have 0.15 ml, and you can take it for 120 days, and thereafter you can have your second test. So these are, what you get. So we have got a customer kit with the test. So you get 2 tests and 2 300 ml bottles and 200 ml bottles. 100 ml bottles are added to this kit so that if you are a busy person, you are flying from place to place, so you can carry 100 ml bottle with you, because airport authorities would not allow you to carry more than 100 ml. So this is what you get in the customer kit. And there is another kit which you without any test, but I don't see any logic or reason as to why somebody would want to have Zinzino's essential oil and not get themselves tested. Because if you start taking a product and you have no idea what your body was at, and then you start taking the oil, then how would you know? So idea is that you should measure your state of your health or your cellular health, then you take the product. So I would think, excuse me, I've got a dry throat, that we should really look at the product, the customer kit which comes with the test, because that is the unique feature of Zinzino's presentation to you. Zinzino is bringing test-based nutrition. So you really need to test, because with no other product, this test is available. So if you test it and then take the product, I think that makes all the sense, but it's the individual's choice what they want to do, okay? And on auto order, when you get this product, it comes for 2950, which includes the GST, okay? And that will be delivered to your doorstep. And so these are some of the certification. So this certification basically tells you that this product is of very, very high quality. It has gone through the rigmarole of a lot of high standard testing by number of organizations, number of independent institutions, and they have given certification. So if you can read on the screen, I'm not going to read about it, but it just takes care of that this product is good for vegans, is good for, it's a sugar free, so that people who are diabetic or other issues where sugar can interfere. So it's that it's a friend of seeds. So we make sure that we do not harm the fish in order to extract this soy free, gluten free. So it takes care of a very, very section of our society. So this product is good for all. Okay, so this is where I think I was just telling you when I was talking about how the high concentration of polyphenols which are added. So what it does is, if you look at various products which are available in the market, the best product available in the market can only give you as much as 15 hours in the body. And omega-3 requires minimum 24 to 25 hours to get consumed and get absorbed into our cell. So if you're consuming cod liver oil, you may be thinking that I am taking cod liver oil and it must be working in my body. Well, the surprise is it's not, unfortunately, because it does not get enough time, because it does not have that level of protection that omega requires. So what Zinzino and the scientific team did, they added 750 ml to this so that our formulation has 35 hours live within the body. So it requires that much of time so that it gets absorbed in the body and it start to function. That's why Zinzino is confident that only 120 days are required where your cells will start to become softer, the membrane will start to become softer, and it starts to do or regain the healthier state that it needs to be in. So far I am concerned, I have not come across any omega product available in the market worldwide, not just in India, which has as high life as Zinzino product, or SN12. This is another, Cochrane study which did say that they conducted about 790 trials on 112,000 people, and what they're saying is that there is a little or no effect of omega supplements that people are taking, which are available in the market, and the risk of experience heart disease, stroke, or health. So there is no, it's not really doing what it should do. Okay, and you can do your own, Google search if you want to and find out, and have your own satisfaction, because for the last 15 years, Zinzino is doing exactly the same job, investigating, studying each and every product and trying to do all that is lacking in the existing product in the market, and they created the best formulation so that it starts to function, it starts to work. That's why 120 days, okay? And the result, 95% of those 630,000 people who took the test and started taking the balance oil in elsewhere and SN12 in India. India people have just started taking it. Most of those people, 95% people, achieved 3:1 or near about ratio in 120 days. What this means is that your body is becoming healthier, and you are on course to become healthier yourself as an individual. And obviously subjective evidence are going to be there. Everybody would experience that this is happening differently, that is happening better, I'm feeling better, I'm sleeping well. Subjective experiences are great, because they are indicators of how your body from within is feeling to you. Okay, but here we will give you a 24-page scientifically analyzed report. And when you see this green, dots and on your mobile phone, it's a sign of celebration, which means that you are now becoming healthier. So this product is not a product to, help you with any disease or cure any disease or relieve you of any symptoms. So this product actually is working on the very foundation of our cellular health in the body. So when your basic foundation is healthier, you will start to experience. A lot of people have reported that their symptoms have got, subsided. They're feeling better. They have reduced their medication, or in some cases, they have stopped taking medication. So, but that is all subjective. We cannot and we do not claim. All we are offering you is a high quality, sophisticated, scientifically designed nutritional supplement, which each and every cell in your body has been crying for decades, because our food does not allow us to have those nutrition, number one. Number two, even if it is supplying you nutrition, your cells are not in the state to absorb it. So there is a double whammy there. So this is the issue. This is the fundamental issue and a problem in our system that Zinzino is trying to address. Okay, who it is benefiting? It can benefit from, from the entire life cycle. So people as old as 100 years old, or young kids who are not yet born, the pregnant mothers can take it, young people can take it, all people can take it, because it's not a medicine. It does not interfere with anything. So what happens is in pregnant mothers, when the fetus starts to grow, it starts to extract omega-3 from the brain of the pregnant mother. And then you would know a lot of mothers after giving birth, if they have not been taking sufficient nutrition during the pregnancy, they would start to feel a lot of like depression and a whole lot of other mental health issues or problems. So it is very, very important. The pregnant mother should really take it, so that both mother and the baby will get required amount of omega-3, and they continue to maintain that balance that they must take. So it is for everybody really. It doesn't have to be a specific person. You don't need to have a disease. If you have a disease, it might help you, but anybody and everybody who is live and kicking should and can take it. Okay, this is another evidence that I wanted to share with you today. The study that we conducted, the test that we conducted, we found there were, a large section of people who were never taking any omegas in their life. So when those people were tested, their average of different age groups, you can read the ratio, or the balance ratio, or imbalance ratio, I should say. The average was 14.8 to 1. And all those people who were taking, some omega products for a number of years, they were also part of this testing group. When we analyzed their result, we found even all those people who were taking omegas for a number of years, they too were found out of balance. I have already given you the reason before as to why that is the case, because the best omega products available in the market, they are not protected enough for them to work in your body. Okay, so that's why that is the case. The green one is all those people, including these two categories as well, then they started to take omegas, our essential oil or balance oil. This is the average. So all those people in 120 days achieved 2.8 to 1 ratio. Okay, so it speaks the volume. It just tells you how effective this product is, why everybody needs it. Why? Because health is important for everybody. If you ask this question, is health important to you? What are you willing to do, if health is important to you? Your children's health, your family's health, your mother, your parents, your parent-in-laws, your relatives, anybody in it. So if health is important, that is a solution which is now being made available to you. That's why when I was presented this opportunity and this product to me, my mind was very straightforward, thought, well, this is a health campaign started in the world by Zinzino, and I want to be part of it. I want to have my hands on, I just want to get my test done immediately. So me and my wife, we just sent our test, and straight away we started to take the oil without any delay, because how long do I want to wait to become healthy? That is the question that everybody should ask. Should I wait for a disease? If I share with you my example, I'm not going to take much time on it. 2010, when I was told by my doctor, GP in UK, that I was diabetic, it was a shock to my system, because I believed before that period, I was very athletic. I was doing swimming, playing badminton, running and jogging, and thinking I was eating what I was eating was quite good and healthy. So there was no chance in my mind that I should have any disease. But when it was disclosed onto me, it was a shock to my system. So until that time when I was told I was a diabetic, I believed I was happy. Then I learned that you don't become, or you don't get a disease overnight. So disease takes decades to develop in your system, because your cell system is becoming weaker, and the cells are becoming weaker, the nutrition are being supplied to them, and it starts to manifest in disease format. So when you become diseased, then you become client of the health system. So idea here is, health is not the absence of disease. Health is an independent entity on itself. So the question here is that I have already asked, do you know you are healthy? Or do you think you are healthy? Like I used to think I was healthy, but actually I wasn't, until, I was told that I had a diabetes, But anyway, so that's the fundamental question. So what this product does, it basically, the high amount of omega-6, creates a lot of inflammatory action in your body, which eventually results in the, destroying the cellular structure in the body. So what this product does, it shifts you from pro-inflammatory state of health and brings you into anti-inflammatory state of health. And that is the state that most of us want to be in. But are we in a red zone today, or we are in the green zone? And that you need to find out. And if you want to find out, all I would suggest is, without further delay, and getting a root notification like I got in 2010 that I was a diabetic, is get yourself tested. That is available in India now, and that's a good news. And as I was telling you, though we do not make any health claims, these health claims were verified by European Food Safety Authority. So there were 118 claims. On the screen right now, there are about 18, just to give you an idea what is the indirect benefit of consuming this oil, essence oil, in addition to making your cellular health in the correct order. So your brain function improves, normal heart functions, immune system, and the immune functionality is the call of the day because of the corona going on in the world. So if we don't have that immunity, we are really susceptible to. So we need to have that good immune system, and then the whole lot of other benefits that you can read for yourself on the screen. Okay. So what I want to say towards the end of it, that this presentation may have raised a lot of questions in your mind that you would want the answers for. So may I say to you, please get back to the person who invited you and ask as many questions as possible. If need be, we can get together after the presentation, or maybe tomorrow or later on, and you get yourself answered and ask yourself the question, do you know you are healthy? If you're not healthy, do you want to know whether you are healthy or not? If not, when can you get the test done? So ask the person without any delay. I think this is something everybody wants to know about it, and everyone wants to get tested. So I would want to say is thank you very much for listening to me. And thank you, Dave and Hetal, for giving me this opportunity to make this presentation. And back to Hetal. Thank you.
All right, Anupam, that was really incredible. Thanks for sharing that total passion. I can see that total excitement and belief in the product and what you're doing. So really, appreciate you being here, taking this time out, and sharing with all of us. So with that, we are done for with the evening, and just a few housekeeping that we need to